Welcome
to
Thinking
Inside
the
Box. I'm Max.
I'm Bella.
I'm Roman.
Today we're talking about aliens.
Aliens, yes, they are among us.
We're
and some of
also
them.
talking about
Different amounts of stuffing in couches and the comfort levels that follow.
and for our final topic we'll be talking about
Trees.
just trees.
That's true.
So let's get into this alien topic. So first of all, are they real?
Well, I don't know, Max. You tell me. You're the expert who did field research in the UFO exhibit.
Yes, they are real.
Oh, really?
They're out there. And they're pretty scary.
What evidence of how scary do you have?
Well, there was that. I mean, I don't think we want to really get into Max's personal relationship.
I have seen aliens
experience.
that would make you just poop yourself.
Wow.
You'd see them and you'd say, "Holy heck!" And then you release
Chat right there.
Release your bowels out of pure fear.
Evacuate them.
Evacuate them.
Which
Speaking
is
of
very
evacuation,
fortunate
speaking
for
of
them.
evacuation, do you know that most aliens actually, when they come to Earth, it's because they have to evacuate their home planets because of
Global warming.
global warming. It's actually not even just a Earth problem; it's a global problem.
Many civilizations face this problem. It's just, you see the problem is like you develop to a point where it's like, oh man, we're becoming cognizant of the universe, and then you realize what you've been doing for the past 1,000 years has been destroying your own homeworld, and so you're like, oh my god, we're
your
about
bowels
to die.
all over that homeworld.
Yeah.
So they flee, they run out of there, and then most of them stumble upon our little Earth, and they say, "Hey, this planet isn't totally soiled yet."
And that is truly the answer to why the Earth is so overpopulated. It's clearly aliens.
They land here, and then they dress up as people.
I
And they
think
live
we need
among
to
us.
get a giant, what is the solution? And I say the solution is to get a large cage around Earth.
The only debate is the whole cage debate.
Is now it's bringing up is this segregation?
Yeah, speaking of this, so Roman is actually an anti-cager, and Bella is a pro-cager.
Yes.
So let's talk about this. So some people say that, like Roman, say that the cage would instead of keeping us safe, it would restrict us from the rest of the universe. What do you have to say?
Well, you see, by making an enemy out of these aliens, we are forcing them to be nothing but enemies. In addition, it's just
That's good.
as a people, we need to integrate these new immigrants who have fled these horrible, horrible refugee situations.
I feel kind of
devastated
evil right
homeworld, and we need to take them among us, and we can learn from them, and they can teach us how to go into space.
So,
not to mention,
if I may interrupt,
if you may interrupt, do you really want to interrupt?
what is there to learn from them?
They destroyed their home planets, to be fair.
And they invaded here.
So, are they welcome or are they unwelcome?
Invasion is a very strong term. I would like to prefer
Of course, I apologize.
immigrated and assimilated.
Assimilate. Ooh, that's a touchy subject because some people say that aliens want to replace us because our home planet is ripe with resources, including human flesh.
Well, that's not true. Well, it's true in one sense that, yes, there are a lot of humans, but we also don't really have nearly as many resources
As we'd like to think.
As we'd like to think.
Let's get to the meat
very
of this
tragic,
potato,
but actually
Roman. Let's get to the meat of this
dying
potato.
out.
If we came right down to it, in a direct fight, aliens versus humans, do we outnumber them? Could we win?
We do outnumber them, but the real question is, should we? Why bother? Why make war? When we could instead get along with them and
Make
learn
love?
from them. Yeah. Well,
Are you suggesting interspecial mingling and reproduction?
I mean, that is
believe-
even in the alien community, that is a very shunned upon subject, Roman. Are you voicing these opinions now on air?
Well, I believe that if a couple were to mingle and reproduce, then it would be an incredible boon to the gene pool, as it would deeply diversify.
All right, you heard it here first, folks.
who
Roman
are-
supports inter-alien humanal mingling.
I support.
He would kiss those weird little
clean-
alien lips with his own human lips.
Would you, Roman?
But aren't we all sentient? Can you
That's-
grow to look at
that's-
someone and
that's
just say,
true.
"Hello,
That's fair.
I love you for all that you are"?
I can respect that.
That's true.
And now on to our second subject.
The amount of stuffing in various brands of couches.
So what's the deal?
Well, in different couches, there are different amounts of stuff.
Wow.
What an interesting and inspiring thought.
On to our fan mail.
Now, a very dedicated and devoted fan sent us in this jar of a menagerie of preservatives. Among the preservatives, we have a frog, a small lobster, I believe they call that shrimp or crayfish.
Crayfish.
Sea star.
There's a fish in here, and a roundworm, and a little bee in a vial.
Yeah,
Clam,
lots of
too, a worm.
stuff. So, tell us a little bit more about this. What is it?
Well, it's a plastic sort of Tupperware container with a brown fluid inside, suspending all these animals all together, and then on top there's a metal lid, like a sardine can, and it says lift ring to pull back, and remove metal lid before microwaving, and return if ring is lifted. I'm really confused about why would you be microwaving this?
I believe the fan thought that there were a couple of aliens
Oh
among the
my
crew
goodness.
and
Dang
set.
I would like to make it very clear. We are not
Set.
harboring any aliens.
That's illegal.
All right. Well, look, the alien hunting and refugee act is a horrible and unjust.
I
act.
do not believe in hunting. I truly believe, however, that if they messed up their own planet, you know. So, Max, tell me, what would you use this for, perhaps?
I think the intended purpose is for opening it up and cutting them open, and then just looking at them and saying, "Wow, that's the inside of a fish."
Another possible application is during a celebration of a certain Halloween holiday. You have a couple friends over for a party, and then you
Yeah.
blindfold them, and you open it up and be like, "Hey, stick your hand in this and try and guess what this is made of." And some people are like, "Oh my God, that's an eyeball," and you're like, "Nah, it's actually a peeled, grape."
It feels
Oh.
great.
And but now when they grab this, they're gonna be like, "Haha, what is it?" And you're gonna be like, "It's a frog."
And then they're like, "Ha!" And then you look, and it's
That
actually a
is
frog.
that is such a,
And then they freak
memorable party trick. Thank you
It
for
is.
sharing
Yeah,
that, Roman.
It's great for stories for years to come.
But there's something really confusing about this. You guys know what that is?
It's a vial inside the jar.
There's a vial
that contains.
inside the jar with nothing inside,
Well,
suspended in the fluid that their dead animals are in. And I'm wondering what's the deal with this vial.
Well, you see, because the Earth is dying, it is thought that we want to preserve parts of our culture, and so the vial was truly an impressive invention of our species, and so we decided to try and preserve it.
Okay.
I believe.
Well, I thought it was just like if you find more dead stuff, here's a
Oh,
mini
like
container.
like a collector's
mite.
edition.
Yeah, like when you get like a box of things, and inside there's a smaller box in case you get smaller things.
Oh yeah.
You go outside and you collect ants, termites, slugs, even.
And another fan mail we just got a blue marker.
Thank you so much. We really need this.
We appreciate it. The dead things, the blue marker it'll come to
We'll
good
treasure, and we'll hang on the wall.
hang on the fan mail wall next
Yep.
to the drawing of
Max, just according to what fans think he looks like. Moving on to our next segment, we are going to be talking about one of our final topics.
trees.
They are
Among us.
beautiful and among us. If you look outside, if you live anywhere in the northeast of the
World.
in the world, specifically in the North American peninsula, you will notice just how wonderful the trees are. They're changing the colors, getting ready for the
Yeah.
season known as winter.
But
a lot of
interestingly enough, we have found a caller who despises trees for we don't know why. So we're gonna call her up
I'm gonna give her a call.
right now on air.
Hello.
Hi, you're on air.
Welcome to Thinking Inside the Box.
So we know that you hate trees, so we figured we'd call you up and ask you why you hate trees so much.
Why I hate trees so much?
Why do you hate trees so much?
Honestly, they give you oxygen.
No, we thought we'd ring you up. We ask, what's the deal?
Well, they're so tall. Like, who gave them that ability? Like, what are they doing? What do they want? Why are they here? You know?
Oh,
Well, you see, I think this is a matter of not knowing your place in this great chain of being. Trees are obviously at the top of this chain, and I think it's time for you to respect that.
what do you have to say to that harsh attack on your ideals?
Well, they don't respect me, so I don't know why I have to respect them.
Can you give us an example of when you felt disrespected by trees?
Well, I was out in my backyard the other day, because I live with a bunch of trees in my backyard. And they dropped a nut on my head. And it hurt,
My
and I
God.
felt disrespected.
Are you sure it wasn't a squirrel or a mischievous chipmunk?
No, I know what it feels like when a squirrel drops a nut on my head. I know the difference.
Follow-up question: will you be charging any lawsuit against the tree in question?
I'm gonna charge a lawsuit against all trees. Just you watch.
You heard it here first, folks.
Our caller is going to sue all of trees themselves. So thanks so much for joining in on the call, on the talk.
Yep.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah.
All right, great job. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, how obnoxious.
Bold opinions here from this tree-hating tree sewer.
Well, you see, we may not agree with her opinions, but we do have to respect that she has different opinions.
That is fair. She hates the trees.
You are the diplomatic one, Roman.
She
You
got
always
attacked
have
by him though, so that's
I'm-
debatably pretty
that
bad.
tree doesn't, but that tree doesn't speak for all
I'm
trees.
not sure how convinced I am of this it's not a chipmunk story.
Good call.
And now we have a few words from our sponsors.
Our first sponsor is tissues. Ugh. Stop doing that. Use tissues. And our other sponsor is just a pile of shrimp in my cellar. Thanks for listening, folks. Tune in next week to hear about
Gloves versus mittens and
Juice Canoe.
And we're clear.